Made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. So I don't know if y'all messing with me. I don't know if y'all trolling, playing stupid. I don't know what's going on. But people know damn well that there isn't a difference between an agreement and a contract. Y'all was not born. Y'all know this boxing game and y'all know the difference between an agreement and a contract. Let's be honest. Deontay Wilder is looking for a public agreement, a yes or no from AJ. He didn't ask him to sign nothing. He ain't asking him to go look in the venue. He is saying you asked for $50 million. So let me know, whether over social media, publicly, email, whatever, that this is whether you are a yes or no. That's all he asking. And then from that point, we can proceed to talk about the other things and actually sit down and negotiate this fight. Y'all know this, but people are trying to make it like this is the contract portion. That this is the portion where they negotiating the ins and outs and who gets this and who gets that on the back end and da. What? No. Before you get to that step, you have to tell us publicly yes or no. It's a simple thing. Oh, we got to see the money. Oh, it has to be, we got to be able to touch the money. We want to make sure it comes from reputable investors. Oh, the fight should be in the UK or it could be in Saudi Arabia. It could be anywhere. You know, all of these excuses. Oh, Al Heyman doesn't have the money. Deontay Wilder doesn't have that kind of money. Where they getting the money from? It's like y'all want to know all of these answers when you can have these answers if you just say yes. See, I can respect Wilder's team coming out with this type of a position, because in the past, Eddie Hearn has been on the side of every issue, on every side. You can't pin him down. Every time you turn around, he's changing his tune. So to get this guy publicly on record so he can't move positions, just say yes. You are cool with making $50 million in a fight. That's all they want to know. That's all they want to know. My thing is to people that saying that the money ain't there. If the money ain't there, it's a simple concept, man. Call the bluff. What that would do to the name of Deontay Wilder and Al Heyman is immeasurable. Call the bluff. Say yes. We will take that offer. Now show us the money. It's a simple thing. But people want to keep making these excuses. Oh, it ain't there. Oh, that's why they cancel meetings because they have yet to agree. It's a simple thing. It ain't because they got nothing to hide. It's because they gave you a specific one thing to do, and that's say yes or no. We're not talking about whether you agree to all these other stuff. They just want to know, do you agree to making $50 million in this fight? All that the devil's in the details, there ain't no details from what we've heard. Just do you want $50 million? That's what I don't get. It's like everybody trying to put the cart before the horse. You can't get to the next, position or to the negotiation period till you get past the agreement. This has been done numerous of times in negotiations. Maybe if Eddie Hearn wasn't so slick and trying to be on every side of every issue, then Wilder's team wouldn't have to take positions like this. But they constantly change their tunes. And people want to act like that they're wrong for trying to get this guy on public record. The same way that they got him on public record saying he want to make he would take the $50 million for the fight. It's smart by the Wilder's team. It's something that I have been begging them to do. Use their words against them. Y'all just getting mad. See, no one was mad when they thought Eddie, and even myself, was thinking that Eddie was outplaying the other side. But now that the other side comes out with a game changer, oh my God, where he getting the money from? He ain't worth that amount of money. Oh, Al Heyman, his investors, the PBC didn't do. Look, man, for everybody who running around here talking this, Al Heyman, the PBC ain't doing well, and he couldn't do this, and the Povetkin fight, he couldn't win that purse bid. Look, man, Alexander Povetkin, for one, ain't Anthony Joshua. If I'm an investor and they came to me and said kicking this money for this Povetkin and Wilder fight, I'd be a little skeptical. because I know that neither one of them are like, these super popular guys where they're bringing in all these pay-per-views and all this other stuff. But then if you come to me as an investor and say, yo, would you want to throw some cash into Wilder and Joshua? When I know how big that fight is, it's the biggest fight in the heavyweight division, I'm going to be like, hell yeah. So don't try to liken this situation to the Povetkin situation. It's two totally different fighters, two totally different levels of popularity. And not to mention, this fight has 50,000 times the meaning, given that we will be deciding an undisputed heavyweight champion, than that fight. It's a false analogy. And then when people want to say, well, Al Heyman couldn't do XYZ for the PBC, and now look at them, they're not in the best shape. Well, look here, man, that's two, once again, totally different things. You say this, oh, they couldn't find the money for the PBC, but they found money for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. They found money for the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather's fight. Those were the biggest purses ever known in combat sports. So don't give me no crap. Al Heyman was in the music business prior to him coming to boxing. How many connections do you think the man really got? All I'm hearing now from AJ Nation is a bunch of excuses. All right, if y'all want to see the fight just as much as we do, then call the bluff of Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel. They put their names on this thing. Call a bluff. Make them look stupid. Make them look bad. Turn people against them. If you feel as though this offer is crap. See, they don't like to play this high stakes game because they scared of actually losing face. This is a really, really high stakes game. Eddie he's getting outplayed right now in this high stake game because guess what? The narrative no longer belongs to Eddie Hearn. I have never seen a promoter so concerned with what the other fighter is making. Oh, well, Wilder's not going to make enough. Now we hear this new thing. Oh, well, Wilder's not going to make enough money. We're concerned about him. If he may only make 5 million, 10 million. We offered him 12. Man, we ain't going for that, man. Ain't nobody going for that. If that's the case, if they take that L, let them take that L. Why are you concerned? That shows the posturing and the bull crap from Eddie Hearn. He is scrambling. They canceled the meeting today. He's in New York. Ain't nothing happening. Because guess what? At the end of the day, what this team is doing is brilliant. Here's the deal. They're going to try to negotiate allegedly straight with AJ, right? Put it straight to AJ. You want this money, my man. That man works for you. Eddie Hearn works for you. Matchroom Boxing works for you. All right, without you, they don't make money. So we're going to negotiate with you. Take this $50 million, AJ, and we work that shit out with Eddie Hearn. And guess what? Eddie Hearn bets to do it because there are clauses in contracts between promoters and fighters that if a promoter doesn't get this fighter the best available fight, they can make that contract null and void. And if you don't believe me, look at what happened with Kell Brook and Frank Warren. Look at the reason that Kell Brook left Frank Warren and came to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn knows he can put himself in a very bad legal bind if he doesn't get AJ the best available fight that's available to him. He knows this. That's why he's coming up with excuses. He hates the fact that AJ knows how much he's going to make. He can't give him a crappy percentage. This is the reason why. So Hearn better watch himself. And Hearn knows if they go to AJ and AJ wants this fight and Hearn shoots it down, the absolute biggest payday of Anthony Joshua's career, then Anthony Joshua can get up out of that contract a fight before he really has to. Because I hear he's on his last fight of that contract. Well, guess what? He can bail on that and cut Hearn out the picture altogether if Hearn doesn't make this fight and they are guaranteeing him this money. That's why Hearn wants to see it so bad. Because if he can't tell AJ no if the money exists. He knows he can't tell him no if the money exists. That's why he's putting these stipulations. Oh, it can't be raised. It has to be already in escrow. It can't be raised after the announcement of the fight, which I don't care. Why does it matter? If you got a piece of paper or a contract in your hand, an agreement or something that states that on this day for this fight, this is how much the man's going to be paid. Why do you care? Whether they raise it, whether what, you gonna still get they or AJ still gonna get the money. There are a lot of holes in what this man is saying. And I'm hearing uploaders who are vouching for this. And they being duped. They being severely duped by this weasel Eddie Hearn. Weasel. So I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying, if there's a way out of this. The thing is, for what Eddie Hearn is saying, there is a way out. All he has to do is call the bluff and say, well, yes, we'll accept it. And if there's no money there, well, guess what? You just called their bluff. You just showed to the world they don't want the fight. They just blowing smoke. You just showed them that they are the ones that are scared. And they're trying to pull fast ones. And you can turn the tables and get the narrative back and then some. It's a simple thing. Just say yes. Just say yes. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, an agreement, not a contract, is what they want. They want public record. They want to get AJ on record, as they have already had, in stating that he will accept this money. Whether it's there or not there or whatever the case may be, that's a totally different conversation. And we will get to that point once the man agrees. But if the money ain't there, guess what? That agreement becomes null and void. I think Hearn, really honestly, he's afraid that if AJ agrees, then that will signal that this fight can be made. And then, of course, investors will come pouring in. And Hearn knows that, of course, Shelly Finkel and Al Heyman can raise the money once the fight is announced or agreed to. That's the thing. That's the thing. It doesn't matter, though. I don't care. The money will still be there. I feel sorry for AJ Nation. I truly do. They're backing themselves in the corner following this weasel Eddie Hearn. And it's very unfortunate. Because we can have this fight. Whether the money is raised or whether the money is not there yet, or whether the money is there, it doesn't matter. All they should want is the guarantee. Legally binding, that is. But we'll see. So to the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe to Twitter, Made Man 511, Facebook, Main Man, Made Man, Boxing Forum, Google Plus, Main Man, Made Man. Wow, this team has really taken charge of this narrative. They've once again made me a believer. They've made several people a believer. Those 2 weeks they went silent on this man, we didn't know what to expect. But now the game has changed. And now, this is a game of high stakes negotiations. Or should I say high stakes positions. Eddie Hearn needs to respond. The world is waiting. To the next video. Peace out.